Good morning. How are you? You look fabulous. My goodness gracious. Beautiful. That's my favorite word today. I like it. Have you ever felt like you knew your soulmate? Now, this is that almost unexplainable connection with another. It could be romantic. It could be a business associate that you just have that connection with. Maybe it's a friend. Sometimes even animals. Sometimes even animals. That was the case with me with my last kitty cat. Her name was Sophia. And when I went to the adoption center, I was looking to see what they had, and I'm partial to calicos. And they had this beautiful calico girl, and she almost leapt out of the cage into my arms. And then she was just a love bug playing around. And I said, I'll take her. Actually, I think she's taken me. And so I brought her home, and she did what cats do. They explore and poke around and want to check out where they are, right? So she did all that, and I just sat down and let her roam. And then she came and crawled in my lap. And I thought, oh, she's really a loving little love bug. And then she started meditating with me. When I would go in for my meditations every morning, she would come and crawl into my lap and sit there and meditate with me. It's really sweet. Yeah. Aw. And then sometimes when I was working on the computer, she would come in and get in the meditation chair and climb up on it and sit like that and watch me. It was almost like she was praying. So sweet. And I always wondered what she was thinking. So I think we can have that soulmate connection with anything, any living being, any presence. So today we are continuing our sizzling summer series at the movies. It's what we do every summer. We have our little movie series and show our films after service. And today we're continuing that with my message, Reclaiming Your Brilliance. And it's loosely based on our movie today, which is Remarkably Bright Creatures. If you've not seen it, it's a very heartfelt, beautiful show. And it's based on a story of a woman whose grief and personal isolation have convinced her that she's alone in the world, that she's alone in the world. And it's also about an octopus in a tank. Now, the octopus's name is Marcellus, big name for an octopus, but he's a big octopus. He's a big Pacific octopus. He's confined to a physical tank. Tova, the main character, is kind of confined to an emotional tank. Her rigid daily lifestyle that she has and her isolation that she is choosing around her with her grief. And these are habits and beliefs that she's surrounded herself with. Now, both of these characters might seem a little sad. It might seem like it's a sad movie, but it's really not. It's a very heartfelt film. It has an incredibly happy ending. Okay. So I'm not going to spoil it, but just know it has a happy ending and you just have to stay. You just have to stay and watch it today. So what I do want to talk about today, what I want to focus on is how we can develop those beliefs and habits, ways of being that can isolate us from life. That can isolate us from life. Beliefs that we tell ourselves about our self-worth, about what we're worthy of. And the masks that we wear, those roles that we play, the way we think people think we're supposed to show up, and how we hide behind those sometimes. It's almost as if we're actors on a stage instead of participants in this beautiful dance of life. Do you know that we form an opinion about someone in about 1/10 of 1 second? Up to 7 seconds, some studies say. But that's quick, isn't it? We form those opinions and people form those opinions about us that quickly. So that old saying, you only get one chance to make a good first impression is very true, isn't it? And it's a quick one, so don't blink, you'll miss it. Don't blink. When we're hiding behind that mask, what's the impression? It's of the mask, right? They're not seeing us and our heart and who we are and our beingness, our light. They're seeing the mask that we're hiding behind. And the world begins to treat us like that. It begins to respond to the mask rather than us and our hearts. And then that gets reconfirmed because they're responding to us. And it's like, well, I guess that's who I am now. And then the next thing you know, those spiritual laws of the universe start responding to us that way. And we're like, what's going on in my life? Why is this happening? Why is this happening? Authenticity, being real, connecting with others. Thank you, Bev, for your gratitude this morning. That was perfect for this message. It's part of our human journey is that connection, that heart-to-heart connection. Now, Tova is the name of the main character in our film. And she frequently says in the film, I want to be a burden. Nope, no, I don't want to be a burden. And she's working nights at the aquarium, just her and the fish. She's the cleaning lady, but she doesn't want to be around people. So she's out at night when everybody else is home, and she's cleaning the aquarium spaces. Her self-image is that she has to play small. And the story of her pain is making her see that her life through that filter that she thinks she has to be. And just like we see the world through our filters, we see ourselves through our filters too, don't we? See ourselves through our filters. It's not really our experiences so much that define us as the meaning that we assign to those experiences. And sometimes if they're negative, if they're painful, if it's a failure, a disappointment, a loss, we might get hooked on that story. We might get hooked on that story and that emotion and begin to live from that. We get stuck. We get stuck. Then others begin again to treat us like we are. Our true nature is already whole. Around here we say whole, perfect, and complete. You've heard that. We're whole. We are worthy. We are radiant. We are beautiful. But we sometimes forget that because we have this crazy dialogue going around in our heads. Anybody besides me? Little hamster wheel in there, that dialogue gets going. Yeah. And we're telling ourselves these crazy stories and we're afraid. Sometimes life gets challenging. Feels batting cages where that machine keeps throwing balls at us, curveballs, curveballs, curveballs. Oh my gosh, oh my gosh. Life. The spiritual principles and practices that we teach here are designed to help us with all. They help us in the good times. Don't get me wrong. They help us in the good times, but they really help us move through those times that are a struggle, those times that are trying, that are challenging, that are difficult. They help us to stay grounded and connected. But they don't create our brilliance. Spiritual practices don't create our brilliance. That's already there. What they help us to do is to begin to remove those false beliefs, to uncover that brilliance that we've covered up over time. Our journey is about remembering. Our journey is about uncovering. Because I don't know about you, but I've collected a bit of clutter in my life, mentally and physically. Now, I know a lot of us have been decluttering our homes. I've talked to many of you about that. We've been doing some decluttering. I have. And it feels good. It feels fresh. It feels clean. It feels spacious. Oh, there's a bit of joy in the environment. Well, the same thing happens when we start to declutter our minds of all the stuff that we've collected there over our lifetimes. Because when we're born, we come in and we don't have all that stuff. We don't have any baggage. We don't come in with bags. We did last week. We said we didn't have those tags that were instruction booklets. Yet we don't come in with baggage either. There's no carry on. There's no backpack. There's no nothing. Just us and our beautiful naked form, right? And then we begin to add. We begin to add all of the stuff we now today know. Some good, some great, some maybe not so good. We're really here to reveal that. You noticed a statement a while ago. Purpose, it's for me, it's like, why do we open the doors here? Why are we here? It's to awaken to our spiritual magnificence. And to me, that means that it is removing these scales, removing all of the things that we've packed in and packed on and cluttered up our minds with that tell us that we're not spiritually brilliant, illuminated, shining bright, that we're unworthy, we're broken, we are unlovable. Those things aren't true. Those things are not true. We're magnificent beings living in a magnificent spiritual system. I love how it works. I just get so excited sometimes about how, like the guy in the truck this morning. I mean, come on. That was so cool that somebody would do that. Ooh, I was going to say, especially a guy in a big old truck, but that's not, I guess, no. Shoot. But it was really a sweet gesture. I appreciated it. And our film today demonstrates this as well. It demonstrates the magnificence of life. We'll see the brilliance of an octopus. I did not know they were so stinking smart. We'll see that. We'll see the wisdom of Tova. Even with the broken heart, we will see her wisdom shine forth. The heart of Cameron. And there's one scene in the movie that is a serendipitous, quick, brief little meeting that unlocks the whole story. It's just a quick little meeting. Boom, the whole movie opens up. That's how life works. That's how life works. The universe is always supporting us. It's always here for us when we're open and aware for it, available. Anybody ever had a manifested prayer? Anybody in this room ever had a manifested prayer? Yes. Well, if you weren't here for meditation, I didn't let Jim do a big, long introduction of Reverend Jeanette. Reverend Dr. Jeanette Freeman is bringing her beautiful meditation talents to our center as a gift, and she's here to facilitate for us. I'm overjoyed. She is an answer to my prayer for support of this center. I've been praying for support for our center, for me, for our growth and our expansion. And it wasn't exactly serendipitous, but after some prayer and things in her life and things in my life and a lovely lunch, it all came together. I couldn't have done it in a million years. I couldn't have put all that together. The things that happened on both sides, completely separate. We weren't aware at all. And here we are. Thank you, God. And I'm just delighted. You may not know this. You may not know this about her, but she has been studying consciousness for over 30 years. She's been a practicing science of mind minister for 20 of those years. She's heard by millions around the world through the Insight Timer and the Breathe app. We have a superstar, my friends. Yay! Famous personality here to share her gifts with us. Thank you. Thank you. So That's how the universe works for us. We are clear in our desire. We stay focused on it. We pray, we trust, and we follow the serendipitous breadcrumbs that are placed before us. And it has to manifest. That's the way it works. That's the way it works. Ernest Holmes is the author of The Science of Mind, the philosophy that we teach, and he says prayer is not an Aladdin's lamp to prevent us from having to work, to learn, to experience. Our Creator has provided us with the tools with which to work, our minds, our hands, and our talents. I love that. It supports our theme for the year, where we're creating our life by design, to live by design and to stop living by default. We have to transform those old stories. Most of us have a pretty good life, though. Sitting here in Scottsdale, Arizona, we have automobiles that we drove here in. We have income. We have food. We have friends. But I don't know about you. My life's not always wine and roses. There's stuff. There's days. There's weeks. There's months that, what is going on? I feel like I'm in the batting cage. What's happening? Those challenging, wonky, messy times are when we get to pause and look around our life and go, okay, I am the center of my universe. What's going on with me? With me. And that's the invitation for the deeper work of spiritual transformation, where we begin that change from the inside out. That successful living happens from the inside out. There's a scene in the movie where Tova, one of her old friends, it's a small, relatively small town they live in. And there's a group of ladies that have been friends since their kids were little and so forth. And they still get together. And one of the friends says to her, "You're too busy trying not to be a burden. You've forgotten how to be a friend." I just thought that was the saddest thing. And I realized I thought it was sad because it resonates with me. I've allowed my busy to get in the way of my connecting with friends, of my connecting with family. Recognizing that those are the people that we need when we have these dark nights, when we have these challenging times, that we can be there for them. They can be here for us. What is it Ram Dass says? We're all just walking each other home. We're here for each other. We're here for each other. We are one interdependent, connected group of beings, of God stuff. That divine spark that is in with each one of us. If you've ever seen something, perhaps you had an animal that passed, but when the spirit leaves the body, the animation is gone, the life is gone. There's something in us, in this room, in the energy, when the vibration of us, that's life. That is that divine spark. That is what's here. And when we isolate ourselves from love and connection with others, we change. We change. I was in a meeting this week with a planner talking about one of our projects, and we were discussing some of the other consultants. And one of the ladies, I just met her the first part of the year, but I've only met her on video conferencing. And I found her interesting. She seems to wield a lot of respect and power. And I was curious about her. So I asked the planner if he had worked with her. Yeah, I've worked with her for about 15 years. And I said, "Oh, well, give me some of her background." He goes, "Well, she used to be amazing." But she's changed. She's changed. I said, okay. He said, she's a little less accommodating to work for. You see, since 2020, she has chosen to isolate herself in her home. And she tells you, she said, I don't go out. I can't go out. I'm home. And we don't know if it's medical or if it's fear. We don't know. But she has chosen to isolate herself for the last 6 years. And she's changed, as witnessed by this planner. Isolation changes us. Science has proven this. In infants, the ones that are cuddled respond better than the ones that are left all alone. With pets, the ones that are cuddled happier than the ones left all alone. We see it with plants. We've proven it in our center with the plants. Some of you were here for that experiment. And wasn't there a movie about water molecules? We forget that this consciousness affects us too. So when we isolate, we're disconnecting from it and we change. And I think as a society, we've gotten apathetic towards connection. Thank you, Beverly, again for bringing that up this morning. It's easier to send a text, an email, reach out on social media to stay like somebody something. Yeah, I liked it. I'm in touch. I'm connecting. Yeah, that's cool. Um, it's easier to do that stuff. And I see it in myself. I'm guilty. I'm guilty. I'll just send a quick text rather than pick up the phone and have a conversation. Or better yet, accept the invitation and go. Where are we passing on the personal connection? Where are we passing on sharing our life, our wins, our successes, our failures, our heartaches? Where are we missing all that? Our Art of Living circles that we do the end of the month, that was their purpose. That is their purpose, is that face-to-face, heart-to-heart connection in community, discussion, dialogue on a deeper level about everything we talk about all month, the science of mind, that we can come together in a face-to-face environment. No podium separation. We're just in it. We're talking about it. We're speaking truth. We're telling stories. And I know some are a distance away and need the Zoom, and inevitably there's a Zoom technology thing, and there's so there's stuff, but the whole impetus for that was to get together, to be together and connect at a deeper level. We need personal connection to help us remember, to reunite us with ourselves. Anybody ever felt scattered? Yeah, and when we get together, we can have that one-on-one connection and begin to see ourselves in someone else's eyes, to begin to know the truth that, yeah, I see the God in you. Yeah, and you see the God in me. The creative law that we live in simply reflects consciousness. So if we're believing I'm not enough, I shouldn't stand out, I'm not lovable. If we're believing those things, that can become the bushel over our lives, over our light. Tova's bushel basket that was hiding her light was her grief. Cameron's is his emptiness. You'll meet him in the movie. And Marcellus, the octopus, his was his confinement. None of our spiritual practices are about manufacturing more light. We don't need more light. We just need to get rid of the darkness. We need to get rid of the beliefs that are not true about ourselves. We need to start telling ourselves the truth about who we are as this God substance in form right here, right now. Ernest Holmes reminds us meditation is communication with God, and it brings harmony into our lives and into our affairs. It establishes the law of health and prosperity and makes us a light to all who cross our pathway. Just a powerful little practice. Health, harmony, prosperity. We're already the light. We're already wholeness. We don't have to go get that or figure out how to be that or do that. We're already that. This week, let's reclaim our own remarkable brilliance. Your spiritual practice this week to assist with that is simply recognize your brilliance. At the end of each day, just reflect for a few minutes. Take a moment for yourself and reflect on how you showed up and shown your brilliance today. And then after 7 days, look at your list of the 7, at least, brilliant moments that you had. It's not about bragging. It's about recognizing how truly brilliant, how bright shining your light already is out in the world that you occupy. It might be something tiny. It might be something huge. Were you patient with someone? Did you make someone laugh? Did you listen? When someone needed a friend, did you listen? Were you courageous? Did you take a courageous action? Did you create something? Did you create something? Were you brave enough to ask for what you needed? Did you let someone love you? Those were just a few ways that you can allow your brilliance to shine through in your interactions with others as you bump around life this week. Spirit has already made you complete. Nothing missing, nothing broken. You are already complete. Your work is to remove the things that are telling you that you're not, so that you can reclaim your remarkable brilliance. So it is. So, brilliant people, I'll open the microphone if you have questions or comments. Jim. Oops, where'd the mic go?
Clutterville. That really got my attention this morning. I've gotten in the habit over the last couple of months of writing everything on Post-its. An idea comes in for my business, a recommendation for a movie from a friend, something my therapist says, and all of a sudden my computer screens are lined up with Post-its. You know, when you get past 3 or 4 of them, they don't matter anymore. They just become invisible. So I've gathered all those together and I have them with my laptop. And on the plane today, when I have the opportunity, I'm going to integrate those on my calendar, put them on my list, get them in my digital notebooks so that I can be more organized about it. And also what you said about isolation is I've been that way as well, working from home, being a one-man business, and opportunities like yesterday to fellowship with people of like mind are very important. So thank you for calling that out too.
Wonderful. Thank you, Jim.
So I just want to say thank you for acknowledging that beautiful manifestation, because it was a beautiful manifestation for me too. And it ties into the isolation, because I have felt very isolated since I was always in community and leading community and being in community, and allowing that presence to move through you is a unique experience, as you know, that only happens when there's someone willing to hear it. So I had felt very isolated in my spiritual community. So, and had decided like something, it's got to give. And I'd always enjoyed coming here, and we had lunch, and it just all came out, pouring out. And I was like, yes, let me serve there. Just let me serve. Just let me open my mouth. Let God say something once in a while. Because it's so juicy coming through. So anyway, I thank you. And it's a reminder of how much we need to walk with each other on the spiritual journey. And I just see the room filled with the energy of love that is a mighty attraction power, where we can support each other in community.
Absolutely. Thank you. Hello. Hello. So I isolate. I deliberately do. And I enjoy it. I go to the gym now, so that's where I do my connection, which I'm really happy about. Double whammy. Just, it's good to exercise, it's good to communicate. And then here I'm doing more things as well. So I'm trying to get out of it. And then I'm my project right now. So I'm going to get some tools to help me get out there correctly. And correctly to me is get a mouth filter. Okay. 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 Anybody else? Thank you, ladies. Silly joke.
I want to comment because, Jim, you said getting together with like-minded people. And most of the people in my life, my friends in my community, my circle, are like-minded people because that's what humans do. But the other night I had a childhood friend from Canada, who came through town. And he was bringing a painting that my grandmother made that his mom had in her house, and his mom passed, and he thought I would like it. So they always wanted to go to Arizona. So they drove from Ontario to Arizona, and they're touring around. And so we planned to get together. And I haven't seen him since I was 15 years old. So he was there with his wife and another couple. And so I met them at their hotel, and we sat down, and within 5 minutes, some really ugly things were coming out of their mouths, things that I don't believe, I know to not be true. And they were not at all like-minded. And so I found this grace, I'm going to call it grace, to be able to speak my mind in a way that I could allow them to still be in their space, because I was there for, an hour. I wasn't going to change their minds, I don't think. But just the awareness that I had, that I was able to open space for them and to speak my mind at the same time. Mm-hmm. And I think just in this world, there's a lot of opportunity for that. And I was very grateful for the wisdom, the discernment that I had to know how much I could say and how much I couldn't say, and just to be in that space of not like-minded people, mm-hmm. and still have the grace to love them where they were.
Beautiful. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And that's what our practices do for us. They allow us to find that grace rather than arguing and fighting.
I have a question.
Yes.
I find that I'm really good at saying yes,
mm-hmm.
to social gatherings and opportunities to be with people. And I find difficulty in balancing it with capacity, energy, time, mostly energy. And I wonder if you have any tips about that. So I feel like I've kind of been practicing saying no as a self-care point. But I'm torn because I want to be there. I want to be everywhere. I want to be with people all the time. And yeah, so it's a little bit of a struggle sometimes to figure that out.
The word I'm hearing is balance. That's what it feels like when you're saying that, is that there's a balance that needs to be struck between the myriad of opportunities, congratulations, that you have for social friends and events and things, and the need for your private time, your self-care, and that energy balance that many of us that do a deep spiritual practice like I know you do, we need that introvert time to recharge, and we also, your desire for the exterior and the social time. It's just finding and striking that balance for you, being filled up spiritually so that you can handle as much as you crave, as much as you want. Yeah, you'll find your balance in that. It's just striking a balance. Anyone else? All right. Well, thank you all. I love when you share. It's so much fun. Will you join me in prayer? How good it is that we can come together in this community every Sunday, knowing that we are here, we're connected, and we share this space. We share our hearts, open minds, open hearts, and just being together in the energy of this room. Such gratitude for that. And in that, we recognize spirit. We recognize source. We recognize that which we are created from, that essence and presence that is the infinite energy of the universe. That which is indescribable. We try to describe it, but it's truly indescribable. It is infinite in its expression. It is love like we've never known. Unconditioned, unconditional, just love. No judgment, no anything but love. It is harmony and it is balance. And we see it in all of these beautiful systems in which we live, move, and have our being on this planet. Starting with the solar system and the universe, and how organized and orderly it is, and how it works for our benefit. We see it in nature, in the seasons of planting and harvest. And we see it in our own lives through our own miraculous biology. We are each individualized and unique expressions of something wonderful, something brilliant, something great. God, Spirit, the One. And so in this place of unity, of recognition that we are God's substance, I speak my word for and about each of us. And I simply claim that the scales have removed from our eyes, that our minds are decluttered and clear in remembering the truth of who we are, that we are the light, and we have come forth to shine it brightly in this world, each of us a pebble in the pond of consciousness, spreading our love, our light, our joy, our peace, our harmony, our grace in and amongst all that we come into contact with. We are blessed by this teaching. We are blessed by knowing each other. We are blessed by our community gatherings, both here and outside of our community when we get together. So I know that we just keep remembering, we keep decluttering, we keep letting go of all the things that are not true about ourselves and just embrace the truth of our divinity. Let our light shine brightly and just know that we are whole, we are radiant, we are complete. And I take a moment today to bless all faith traditions, knowing that there are many, many paths to the divine, but there is only one. And we honor all of those paths, knowing that all seekers are served. I bless our center, Scottsdale Center for Spiritual Living, knowing that it remains a divine idea in the mind of God, and that it is a beacon for all who seek in this town, this city, this state, and that we are here to share the word. We are here to share our good. We are here to share our love. And I am grateful. Grateful for that knowing, grateful for the manifestation of this prayer in our lives, the life of this community. And so I just release this prayer in that gratitude into the action and activity of the law, knowing that it is already done and made manifest. For we know the word spoken. The word spoken is the word made manifest. And we affirm that truth right here, right now, as we say, and so it is.